When you look at how you guys have been able to run the ball the last couple of years, it's been the identity in a lot of ways, and obviously hasn't been quite as effective. How much does that impact what you guys do overall when that's not clicking the way it should or could?
Yeah, I mean, 2 years ago, I think we were top 5. I'm not sure what we were last year, but I think that is something that, we definitely hang our hat on, trying to win the line of scrimmage and being able to, get the run game going, establish that. In the past 2 games, kind of been lack thereof. But, hats off to the, other team. They've done a good job being stout in the run game, making us, have to move the ball in other ways, which I think that we can do, and I think we're capable of. I think we've shown that, but at the same time, I think that's just something that, that's part of the game. You see how the game's going. You see how the flow of it is. Are we able to, and obviously I think that's something that Drew likes to get across. But obviously, like you said, we've been better in the past, and I think that's something that we have to be better at going forward.
Given that, how pleased were you with how you were able to push the ball down the field in the passing game and find some explosives that way?
Last game?
Yeah.
I think, again, do I feel like we could be better? Do I feel like we can be more explosive? Yes. But at the end of the day, we're 2-0. Offensively, I think, we went backwards a little bit too much when it comes to penalties and kind of killing ourselves. Move the ball, okay, bam, boom, penalty, back, first or second and 20, whatever it is, like that stuff right there kills drives. And obviously, and then I had the interception. So being able to be in a position to put that game away a lot earlier, obviously, is what we wanted to do, and not doing is frustrating. But again, I think, going forward, we understand as an offense we got to be better.
Cleaning up the penalties, is it as simple as just getting more down to the details?
I believe so. Locking in, honing in on what we got to do, playing, clean technique-wise, being cleaner. Up front, myself, receiver, running back, whatever it is, just doing your job, not trying to do too much.
Drew said yesterday that you can't just throw the ball to Marv every down.
Yeah.
But do you feel like you should have more targets in a game right now?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking.
Yeah. I say it every time. Like, do I wish all of them could get 10 targets a game? Of course. There's only one ball. We've been playing this game for a long time. We all understand how it goes. Some days he's going to get 10. Some days he might get 3, whatever it is. And Mike might get 8. You never know. But each one of those guys are ready to make plays and do their job at a high level.
I know it's only been 2 games, but have you noticed the 2 teams you've played have been trying to take him away more than Marv than teams did last year?
First game for sure. First game, he was getting clouded and stuff, things like that. But that's all up to whoever their DC is and what their plan is for how they want to play defense against the Cardinals. I feel like we have a lot of weapons, guys, that they can game plan for. Obviously, Marv and Trey, and then, okay, do you want to stop the run? Okay, what is it? How do you want to play versus, my legs and feet and being able to throw the ball, whatever. Yeah, I think that depends on who it is.
God, pretty much all your past targets have been here for a while. You've worked with them. Do you hear from those guys at all? All the receivers, tight ends. Do you hear from those guys when they're not getting enough touches?
No. We got a great group of dudes that, I'm sure, inside, yes, they all want the ball more. Hell, I want to give them the ball more. But yeah, that goes back to the first question. Like, yeah, we have to run the ball. There has to be at times we got to run the ball. We got to hand the ball off. Do I wish we could throw it every play? Of course. But that's just not how this game works. So we got to keep the defense honest. But yeah, I'm sure everybody wants the ball more.
Elijah Higgins might not be one of the top targets typically, but it does seem like he does things whenever the ball gets in his hands. What do you like about him as a tight end?
Yeah, he's as far as Yak, I mean, he's a monster when he gets the ball in his hands. And that's, he's really underrated I don't think anybody really thinks about Elijah Higgins when it comes to our offense. But, the guys in the building, we know who Elijah is and what he's capable of. And that's the tough part about having the weapons that we have and trying to facilitate it to everybody and get touches, because I feel like when they do have the ball in their hands, they are playmakers, and that's how you create explosives. The 2 touches he got, he definitely made something happen, which is really good to see get his confidence going.
You've had some success at Levi Stadium recently. What do you like about playing up there and playing the Stats?
It's just always, I would say it's a great vibe there. Great vibe, beautiful stadium. Fans are always electric. Just playing outside. It's usually sunny. divisional opponent, like, it's all you can ask for. You know, it's a great opportunity to go out there and play on the road. Just love it.
On the second to last play of the first half for you guys, when you headed the check down to Trey Benson, was that kind of the
When he didn't go out of bounds?
no in the middle of the field, went for 12 yards, and then you got hit, Michael? For
Got you, yeah.
Was that kind of like the epitome of everything you've been working towards in terms of like take the easy pass, take the check down instead of trying to force it?
Situational awareness. I mean, you know, understanding how much time we have. We have timeouts. Get the most and, you know, get down, bang a timeout, and have a shot at the end zone at that moment. You know, that's just things that, you know, not only do we get coached about, but I think as a player you kind of just understand.
Would you have taken that shot 3-4 years ago?
No, I don't think. I think there's plenty of times in a 2-minute drive, you know, for not only myself but pretty much damn near every quarterback in the league, where 2 minute everybody's playing soft, and you know, the only throw really is the check down. You dink and dunk it all the way down the field, and you end up kicking a field goal or whatever it is. And in our moment that time, we just we got a good look to go at the end zone, and we executed.
You've talked. Go ahead.
When you looked at the film, were there areas where the offense took a week 1 to week 2 jump? Were there certain areas you liked, or are you still waiting maybe for a jump in certain aspects?
I felt we played better. I felt we played better week 2, even though it may not have felt that way, just, you know, based on how the game ended and not, you know, like I said, putting the game away 2 weeks in a row. But I do believe that we played better as a unit week 2.
You've talked about your comfort in Drew's system now in year 3. Is that something you feel more pre-snap or post-snap or both?
I'd say both. And I think that goes to communication, you know, throughout the week. Okay, how do we want to attack it? You know, what are we thinking on this play? Vice versa, you know, just all the communication that goes into each and every single play. I think I'm definitely more comfortable in both areas.
Now, you talk about putting the game, not being able to put a game away. What's it going to take for the offense to put a game away now?
Yeah, it's going to be a fight. Obviously, both teams are 2-0. Again, a divisional opponent. You know, we know them, they know us. We understand what it's going to be. We got to go execute on Sunday.
Kyler, off the field, I saw you took that post from last night. Did you get some blowback online?
Yeah. You know, in no way, shape, or form do I, you know, condone, you know, animal cruelty or dog fighting, whatever it is. You know, for me personally, y'all saw me wear the Michael Vick jersey, a player that I admire very much growing up. And then, you know, being home with my pup, who, you know, my dog Trunks and Swoosh, they both get treated like kings. So it's not like, you know, I'm in no way, shape, or form am I condoning that. But yes, I saw how it affected people, and you know, decided to take it down. So I apologize to anybody and whoever I affected, you know, with that.